if you shoot and it's not on Instagram, did it even happen?
No,
I'm not sure.
It didn't.
What up, YouTube? Just cleaning the Beretta post-match after yesterday. Thought I would kind of share my thoughts about the match real quick while we're here, and take a look at the LTT, given that we are now several thousand rounds into the gun versus a couple hundred, which is when I did my initial impressions. Shot the match yesterday at Chattanooga. Great match, great movers. Really good to get out there and practice with that match. Just to get the movers going, it's almost like a sanctioned match. Now that also has some drawbacks. We spent like 30 minutes or 45 minutes on a stage because we couldn't get the one of the swingers to do right, and so I ended up doing a lot more physical work for that match than I'm used to. Like, I was helping reset those swingers a lot, and you know, just more than I'm used to. And I ran clock a lot because there was it was kind of an inexperienced squad, but I was honestly just happy to be out there and happy to be shooting. It was cold for what we get here in you know, the southeast, so that was also a factor. I was layered up. I had like 7-8 layers, so wasn't a big deal, but hot hands were definitely clutch and key for that match. The Beretta, like I said, I've got several, probably 1,500, 2,000 rounds down it now. I'd have to do a count. I might throw up the count here in a second, but I was just finally breaking it down. I've got a bunch of grease and oil in it, just kind of thrown in here just to take a look at it as sort of I break it down and see where the wear patterns are at that point, with that round count, and tell you briefly what I've done to it, a kind of a summary. So I've got like a hot spot here, and I'm not sure exactly where that hot spot is. Maybe the guide right here, maybe just where it's touching. That seems to make sense. And then I've got one of the rails is starting to wear. Now that I wouldn't consider any of that abnormal wear. Actually, both rails, so that's good. It's like uniform wear here right on the rails. And it looks like I got another kind of a wear spot here. You know, none of these are bothering me. None of these are worrying me. And then right here, I guess, too. But that just seems like normal, what you're going to get on the rails when you shoot a metal gun. So other than that, I don't see any peening. I don't see any damage. I see just finish starting to come off. Even on the side rails here, just you can see just the finish is going to wear through the more I shoot it. And again, that's perfectly normal. You can see maybe on the top of the hammer strut, I guess, hammer pin. And then on this side, kind of just starting to work its way through the finish, which again, completely normal for a metal on metal gun. I also this is more of a holster thing than it is a Beretta finish thing, but I actually did manage to chip some of the finish right there. That's the holster. Now I'm not super upset about that. I just thought it was interesting that this actually chipped. I think the Bruna 10 finish tends to chip. But I noticed it and I thought I'd call it out. Also, another place that it has chipped so far. Let's see if I can get that to focus. Just right there. So it's chipped there and chipped there. No big deal. That's mainly me slamming it back into the holster, dry fire, live fire, what have you. Just the high spots where the holsters are. There's another little spot. I just found it interesting that I'm not used to guns with chipping finishes. I'm used to them with like wear finishes. But you know, competition gun, you're gonna run it hard. There's another spot. So basically, anywhere it looks like it's hitting that Kydex. I'm not seeing any other spots. Yeah, pretty much the rest of the finish looks good. Just the high edges, as might be expected. I'm not seeing a lot in the finger grooves or anything. And then the other thing I wanted to update, I've actually gone to the .305 height sight, and I'm finally happy with the sight height. I might have a picture of the target, I might not, but I'll go ahead and tell you just as an example. So like, let's use this card as the target at like, I don't know, 15 yard or 15 feet. I was putting the blades here across the top, sight picture, looking like that essentially, and it was hitting right here. Finally a good 6 o'clock hold I'm happy with 124 grain bullets. So yeah, finally really getting settled in with this gun. I can't think of any other changes I want to make to it. I will show you this one last thing. Yesterday I finally got some rows. So these are essentially the same grips as I had on the original 92 that I had. Those I don't know, I'll link the name of them here in a minute, but I really like this pattern, this like seashell pattern, and I like that it's sort of like the reverse Wilson combat pattern. The width is just really nice. It really fills the palm of my hand. When I get a good grip on this gun, you know, it will show here, so it's really filling up this part of my hand, and I'm really enjoying that. I'm also getting a new kind of hot spot, which is kind of interesting, like a Beretta callus right here, which has something to do with my grip and working right there. Again, nothing bad. It's just something I noticed while running this gun, is that when I tend to push, you know, that hard, it's rubbing that spot. So this is what another thing I wanted to call out. I've got the thin grip on this side right now, and well, why are you doing that? So yesterday at the Chattanooga match, I like how this fills my hand, but I wanted to be able to get to the slide release. And with the thin grips, I can get to it, and with the thick grips, I can't. So I put 1 and 1. It looks kind of wonky. It worked great though. And yesterday I was really able to just put the mag in and drop the slide, and that saved me, you know, however much time it is to you save on the clock for not having to put the mag in and reach up here and do it. And it sounds like a small thing, but it really is. You'll see it several times in the video where I just put the mag in and drop the slide and keep shooting. But I call this out. I'm probably not going to stick with this going forward because it still has this weird, you know, it comes, let me get this out of the way. It comes up at the bushing and then in and then back up for the bushing. And that creates like a space here and here that I don't like. So that's why I didn't stick with the thin grips, because I could not stand the hollow part here, because that's where I get the, like, a lot of my power and my grip is right under here, and I could not, it just felt so terrible to have a gap right there. And this is less of an issue, but I want to show you, and I'll probably throw it on here next week. The guys at Georgia Fireline took this grip, put it under a mill, and milled me out like a channel right here. So I'm going to pick that up this week and try it out. And I think that's going to be enough to get me, you know, my hands are like a medium size hand, and I could just barely get to right here, and I couldn't get it all the way. So I'm going to try that grip that they threw under mill for me and just took maybe a channel. I think that's going to get me done, and I'll still have the thicker grip right here. So I'm really looking forward to that. Thanks to the guys at Georgia Fireline for doing that for me. They always take care of me. But yeah, that's it. I just wanted to show you all the grips, how I'm doing that right now, which is kind of wonky. I wanted to show you the wear pattern at like 2,000 rounds. I wanted to talk about the rear sight on the gun and what I finally settled on. And that's about it. I had a pretty good match yesterday. I will say, and I'm not even going to show this other footage. The Thursday match, during the week, I hit 7 non-threats. 7 non-threats. It's probably the worst I've shot in a year and a half. So you're not going to see that footage. Normally I throw all footage up there, but that's just too embarrassing. So I went into the Saturday match, the Chattanooga match, really trying to clean it up. So not my fastest match I've ever shot. But I was really trying to be accurate and be clean, and I think I accomplished that goal. I was happy with that. I just wanted to, you know, throw that out there is to kind of like, well, you know, you're slow, or you should speed up, or whatever. It's like, yeah, I know there were some stages on that I definitely could have pushed speed a little faster, but I was really wanting to have a very clean match. I was wanting to, you know, not have any non-threats, and there were some stages in there where the non-threats were kind of crowding. But I am going to be working on pushing speed again now that I'm sort of comfortable again with this gun, and I wanted to. I don't want to just get back into it, feel comfortable with it, feel confident in it, and that's definitely what that match did for me. I now feel, you know, renewed confidence in this gun, that it was just me and I just shot like crap Thursday, but it is not the gun, it's not the setup, it's not the bullets, not the ammo, it's not the sights, it was me. I was jerking the trigger Thursday, so if I do my part, this gun does its part. Still enjoying it, like 2,000, 2,500 in, I guess, and wanted to show you the gun a little bit. So enjoy the match footage if that's what you're into. I'm surprised any of you guys watch it, so I really appreciate anybody that does watch it. It's thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it.
In it. The handle is the tool.
That's a piece of mine.
And there's sanitizer and everything else in there.
Stand by.
Hey, ice steer's going hot. Are you ready? Stand by.
Try it again. Go ahead, little McRae.
This is stage 5, correct?
Stage 5, yes.
Real cool.
Stand by.
Are you ready? Stand by. Are you ready?